Now, as part of efforts to boost economic development, empowering local businesses and improving the lives of the people, this time in the Ibeju-Lekki community, the executive chairman of the local government, Honorable Abdullahi SesanOlowa, has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. And this partnership between the Ibeju-Lekki Local Government and the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund will see the disbursal of 30 million naira in loans to micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, I should say. And this move is aimed at providing economic relief and support to the people of Ibeju-Lekki, as the funds will be distributed to beneficiaries, while monitoring that the loans reach a wide range of businesses in the community. Joining us now to talk about this is the chairman of Ibeju-Lekki Ltd, Abdullahi Olowa. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast this morning. Tell us a bit more about this idea that you're bringing on board, how you aim to carry it out to fruition and touch the lives of the people directly in need.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. You know, about some days ago, I was at your studio, and then I actually mentioned the fact that our local government has in the pipeline credit facilities for MSMEs. It is part of the economic relief program, which we launched some weeks ago, to cushion the impacts of the current challenges within our national economy. As you know, the Ibeju-Lekki Local Government is a fast-growing local government, and so many small businesses are emerging on a daily basis. And as a local government, we must find a way to provide credit to support these small businesses, because when we do that, these traders are able to support their families, they are able to support their kids and pupils who are in school, and they're also able to grow their business. So the local government came up with the idea of providing about 30 million naira in the first instance, as loans to these small businesses. But of course, you know that as a government, we are not in the business of granting loans. So this is why we have to look for, a partnership with the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, because they have the structure, they have the expertise to be able to manage these risk assets that we're able to create. And so when we reached out to LSETF, they were very excited about the idea, and then they accepted to work with us. Essentially, what this partnership brings to the table is that Ibeju-Lekki Local Government provide the funds for the loan, while Lagos State Employment Trust Fund is responsible for the loan management and administration. Because we want to see that these funds, when they are disbursed after the expiration of the loan, we're able to recover the loan amount, and so we can recycle these funds so others can also benefit from it. Now, these are the terms for the loan. It's an interest-free loan. It's 0% interest. So when we give out, for example, 100,000 naira to a small trader, we expect that at the maturity of the loan, what you pay back to us is 100,000 naira. So it doesn't come at any cost to them. With this, they are able to do their small business, and they are able to turn around the money and make more profits and grow their business. So to start with, we needed to have a memorandum of understanding with the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, and that was what we did last week when we received the executive secretary of the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund in our local government secretariat to sign the MOU with us. Now that the MOU has been signed, the next phase of it is for us to receive applications, for those who are interested, and a lot of people have actually been for this loan.
That's right. It's good to hear that your local government is trying to do something that will help cushion the impact of the removal of fuel subsidy on the economy and also on their living. But one thing is to do that. Another thing is for us to understand what criteria will be needed for these people, for those who are interested, to have access, to these 30 million naira MSMEs loan?
Yeah, so the criteria, they are quite simple. One, you must be a resident of the Ibeju-Lekki Local Government. Two, you must have a business, a small business that you are doing. So we need to confirm that you have a business. Like if you're a trader in the market, it has to be verified that you're a trader in the market. If you're an artisan who runs maybe a tailoring shop, your shop will be visited. You know that you are running a business. Beyond that, you must have your BVN, last trial registration, and NIN, and then you must have Lagos State, tax clearance certificate. I think those are the basic things that are needed to be able to access this credit.
All right, and each successful business owner will be getting what amount specifically, and when is this initiative, expected to take off? Now that the MOU has been signed, and you said earlier on that people are already showing interest by sending in their application. So tell us basically what next and what each person will be getting.
Okay, so each person under this products will be getting 100,000 naira loan for a period of 6 months. And then the first tranche of disbursement will take place in the second week of April, when all loan application has been appraised and then approved by the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund and the Ibeju-Lekki Local Government.
Interesting. So it is, no matter how much you try, you still have some people who want to, allege or accuse the local government of not, doing certain things. But it is very important for us to understand how this disbursement process will be managed to ensure transparency and fairness in selecting these 300 beneficiaries.
It's already transparent. I mean, everything we're doing is being communicated across all major media, both social and the mainstream media. First is that we signed an MOU, it was in the public domain, and now we are sending out application to everybody. As long as you are a resident of the Ibeju-Lekki Local Government, you are free to apply. The LSETF has opened an office in the Ibeju-Lekki Local Government. Everyone is welcome to come to the local government to apply. And when you apply, the criteria are simple. So it's just check boxes. So if you meet the risk acceptance criteria, which has been approved by both the local government and LSETF, you get your loan. There's no hidden condition around it. It's quite transparent. And as much as possible, we're going to be communicating strongly, with our people, with our citizens, so that they see this as, a major economic program of the government. And like I said, it's not something that is just a one-off. What we are trying to do is also to improve the credit culture of our people, because in any economy, credit is key. And so when government at local level begins to offer credit with some financial institutions or development institutions, and people can abide with the terms and conditions of this credit, it gives others the opportunity to also benefit from it. So it's an ongoing program. So when we do the first phase, we'll continue to do the second phase, and as more and more people come into the basket, I think we'll begin to scale up. Thank you.
Right, and how was the decision reached in deciding that, okay, this number of beneficiaries would, or this number of persons would benefit from it? This is the amount that each of the beneficiaries would be getting. It's, well, some would say it looks like, a rather cautious move on the part of your administration, looking at the number and the fact that it's a pilot scheme. But tell us, a bit more about, the rationale and, the period in which they get to pay up this money, so that another batch of beneficiaries can come in and tap into the process.
Thank you very much. When you have a project that is for the long term, it's also very important to face it, because it enables you to do a proper review to see where you have a bit of challenges and how some of those challenges can be, addressed. We are introducing something that is new to us in our local governments. The local government has never been involved in a thing like this before, so you don't expect us to come out all out and offer something that is way, way, way beyond our capacity. So some of the things that informed our decision in terms of the portfolio of the loan we want to create is first based on our financial capacity as a local government and the affordability of funds to us. That's number one. Number two is that we do not just want to go into it, without being cautious, like you be using your word. We have to be cautious, and that's why we brought in LSETF that already has the expertise. They're already in this business, and they've been disbursing loans. And so, why did we come to a 100,000 naira loan amount? You will find out that most of the people we are talking about, on a daily basis, they take 50,000 naira, 20,000 naira, 40,000 naira loan from different microfinance institutions, and they are paying huge interest on these loans. And a lot of them are actually, complaining about some of the cost of these loans. So therefore, based on our, the information that we've been able to gather, data that we've been able to gather from the field, we found out that giving them a loan of 100,000 naira will go a long way in supporting their businesses, because we are also conscious of the cost of such loans. This is why, as a local government, we are bringing a sort of economic intervention with this by saying, okay, so we are going to offer you this credit at zero interest. So it gives you enough latitude to be able to grow your business to a point where in the future you can access a conventional bank and take your loan and do your business. And so going with 300 to start with is the first phase. And like I said, when the loan matured, which is after a period of 6 months, those who were not captured in the first phase will have the opportunity to join the second phase. And like that, we can create, as many as possible loans.
Amazing. But then beyond giving them loans, are you also working on ways to support them, or bringing up a training programs in order that will accompany the financial assistance, so that they will be able to use this loans very effectively in order to help their business, to maximize their growth, business growth potential?
Yes, so that's what LSETF also brings to the table. So it's not just about loan monitoring, application processing, loan recovery, and all of that. The LSETF, as set up by the government of Lagos State, offers so many services. And so they are also going to be offering business clinics for these traders, i.e. they will be training them on bookkeeping. So most of the traders do not keep records of their daily sales. So these are some of the things LSETF will bring to the table. They have assured us they are going to be offering that service to all the beneficiaries under this MSME scheme.
And of course, tied to that is the issue of monitoring. Tell us or break it down to us. I know you've also spoken about, a level where the government will kind of back out and let the experts, so to speak, take over and run the process for government. But in terms of monitoring, to see the process through, tell us more about how you intend to achieve that.
Okay, so in monitoring the use of the loan or the effectiveness of the scheme, it's going to be the responsibility of both parties under the scheme. I mean the LSETF and the Ibeju-Lekki Local Government. So there's going to be a monthly reading disbursed, essentially to see whether or not the borrowers are servicing their loans as are when due, even though it's a 6-month loan. But of course, the repayment is going to be structured in such a way that at every month, you are supposed to be putting something back into your account. And so on a monthly basis, we will review those accounts and see whether those accounts are performing or not. That's one. On the second part of it is that we have a unit in the local government that will also be visiting some of these traders in their markets, in their shops, to see whether or not they are doing well in their businesses. All of this would enable us, do a thorough review of the scheme and see whether or not we need to improve on some of the aspects of the loan. So there are two levels of monitoring. There's going to be monitoring of account performances, and also monitoring of the performances of the traders in their respective markets and their offices.
How easy will that be? Looking at the community, looking at the population size, how do you intend to see that through?
It's not any big deal. I mean, I know the local governments. I have the map of the local governments in my head. From Abeju to Akodo to Okegnimadagbayin, and we know all the market locations. We know all the, so our team that will be working with us, they're already a market-based team. And so before loans are even disbursed, there's what we call know your customer. You can't disburse loan to somebody you don't know.
Right.
And part of knowing your customer is to verify the location or the address of the borrower. So when we have all of that, I don't think it's a challenge for us. And we have a proper database of everybody that we are going to be giving those to.
So in what ways do you anticipate that this initiative will contribute to the long-term development and sustainability of MSMEs in your local government?
In a lot of ways. First is that we're injecting 30 million naira into the local economy by giving 30 million naira loans to 300 different people. So whatever businesses they are doing now, from where they are now, we're adding additional 30 million. So the additional 30 million is meant to be turned over a period of time, and we expect a lot of growth in the local economy with the injection of 30 million. That's number one. Number two is that when we do that, we improve their credit ratings. When you improve credit rating, it attracts also additional private capital. So it's not just about government, because government cannot be in this for a long time. But when we lay the foundation and we create that enabling environment, we expect other private sector participants, private sector, local financial institutions to be part of it. So we anticipate a lot of growth in our local economy with this initiative.
Skeptics of programs like this would say that the beneficiaries are usually people from the same political affiliation as the government of the day. How do you respond to them?
Well, we can't stop skeptics from thinking like that, but what we can assure them is that this initiative is not for members of our political parties. However, if members of our political parties are qualified for this loan, we are not going to deny them. But of course, this initiative is for every resident and citizens of Ibeju-Lekki Local Government. So it's not restricted to any group. It's not restricted to any party. It is essentially meant for the people of Ibeju-Lekki Local Government. And I want to use this opportunity to call on all residents and citizens of our local government who are in one form of trade or business to please come to our local government and take advantage of this MSME loans. Thank you.
Honorable Olowa, I just want to also ask further, how do you have, fears? Well, I am looking at the number 300 in, the average population of that will definitely be running to thousands, tens of thousands, if not more than that. Don't you fear that you might have, more than, looking at the applications when they come in and how you intend to sift through all the applications to find out just who really deserves this grant. It does appear that you might have, a bit more than, you bargained for, and how you want to navigate through that process.
That's very correct. We've set up, we've designed something like a risk acceptance standard. That's LSETF has it. And so when we receive several applications, for example, we receive like 1,000 applications, and after going through the scoring process, let's take, for example, we're able to get 700. So of course, we can't disburse 700 at a go. And this is why we said we're going to face it. So there's going to be phase 1, phase 2. Okay, so this loans is going to be disbursed over a period of time. And so we believe if you are not part of phase 1, you will definitely be part of phase 2. But the first thing is that you must apply, you must have been appraised by our system, and you must have been approved before you can get our loans. Even commercial banks, when you apply for loan, there's a process. And so it's not everybody that applies for loan that gets their loan at the time they want to be known. But of course, we are mindful of the fact that, time is key, but however, we are also constrained by the amount of resources that is available to us. So we're starting this, and we will scale up, as we improve on the service.
Well, we are struggling to ensure that we have a local government autonomy, across the nation, the 774 local governments, which other local governments will claim that their hands are tied and they are not able to deliver dividends of democracy to their subjects. I want you to help us understand what your position would be on this, because do you feel like your hands are tied, or how does he, fall into this category? Do you feel like your hands are tied so much so that you'll have done more, or that this is still within the line of being able to deliver good dividends of democracy to the people of your own local government? Do you feel like you have, the leeway, enough room to work very well as a local government chairman?
If we don't have that autonomy, how will the local government think of, granting credits to the citizens? And that's not the only thing we do. I mentioned the last time I came to your studio that in Lagos State, the local government system is running seamlessly. We have our autonomy. We're able to take decisions. We budget for our people, and we implement our budgets. So when you say that we have the leeway to be able to do this, I want to tell you 100% that yes, we do. This program that we're discussing this morning is an initiative of the Ibeju-Lekki Local Government, 100%. And the funding is coming directly from the allocation of the local government. So if we don't have that, how would we be able to create loans for our people? And this is not just the only thing we're doing. In the last few months, we've run community markets where the local government incurred several millions of naira to be able to provide, food items at hugely subsidized rate to the citizens of our local government. We are spending a lot in education. We are spending a lot in environment. Very soon we're going to be launching our garbage collection tricycle in our local government. These are all initiatives that are created at the local government level. And we are able to do all of this because of, the independence that we have.
So are you saying that local governments, in Nigeria as of today, have no reason whatsoever not to deliver good dividends of democracy to them, barring the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
Well, I have listened to several, comments from different quarters, but of course, we're talking about Lagos State here, and I'm saying that in Lagos State, local governments have their autonomy, and we're running as a third tier of government. Now, there may be one or two other states in Nigeria, I am not sure, where they may be having one or two challenges. But yes, of course, if local governments are giving their autonomy, I'm sure they'll be able to offer a lot of, dividends of democracy to the people at the grassroots. Thank you.
Right. Honorable Olowa, before we, end the interview, let's also kind of do a post-mortem, and I'm grateful that you have, kind of initiated the conversation already, talking about the community food market initiative that you have also implemented in your domain. It also falls in line with what the state government is currently doing to alleviate suffering of residents in Lagos. But looking at the crowds that these initiatives attract, it has, drawn some concerns about whether indeed it is the way to go as against perhaps cash grants. We've seen, not in Lagos, well, not under this scheme, so to speak, but we have seen how bad these programs have ended up, with stampedes, with deaths of people. And people, some have now suggested that why don't you get a credible social welfare register, ensure monies are gotten to poor households so that they can get what they need themselves. What do you think?
Well, there is no one size fits all in all of these initiatives. You'll have to get, a combination of various strategies, because you're dealing with different stratas within the society, and each level has their peculiar needs. So when you are able to identify its target segment and you can offer what they need, I think to a large extent you'll have achieved something really, really meaningful. In Lagos State, the state government is doing a whole lot, offering different, social welfare programs to address different needs. The Lagos State Sunday market, called Onjeko, it's one of the strategies that the current administration of Governor Abdullahi SesanOlowa has put in place to address, the rising price of food items. And the one I have attended the first two editions in my local government, which is at Ibeju-Lekki High School. And the case of stampede was never there. It was well organized. It's a process-driven system. When you come to the market, you buy your vouchers at 25% discount, and you can take it to any of the vendors who are selling in the market to buy your product. So I think it's going on fine. Yeah, at the beginning of the program, yeah, people might be a little bit skeptical about it and all of that. But from the first edition to the second edition, I've seen a lot of improvements. And I believe the third and the fourth would attract more people, because don't forget that people are enjoying 25% discount. And this thing is more sustainable. Every Sunday, I have decided that I will go to the market, do my shopping on Sunday for the rest of the week. So every other family too can go to the market, do your complete shopping for the week, and you go home. So you are saving 25% on every kobo spent in the market. So for me, it's a good initiative. Is the initiative working? It is working perfectly well, and it's running in all the 57 local government and local council development areas of the state. For me, this is a very good initiative. Beyond that, the government is also offering other things like the traders' money. About a month ago, traders across Lagos State were giving, support by the Lagos State government. So there's so many things the Lagos State government is doing, and I'm sure the people working directly with Mr. Governor can tell you a lot more about what the government of Lagos State is doing, to improve the social welfare of Lagosians. And some of the things that I have experienced are the things that I have mentioned this morning. So if you want to rate the performance of the Lagos State subsidized Sunday market, I want to tell you that, the market is effective, is working, and people are benefiting from it. Thank you.
Honorable Chairman of Ibeju-Lekki Local Government, we appreciate your contributions on the program this morning. Thanks a lot, Honorable Abdullahi Olowa.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. And once again, thank you for having me.
Right.